So my team and I are going to be hosting a workshop on September 20th called Mastering Money for Med Spas. So this is really geared toward anybody that has a med spa, they're in aesthetics, they're an esthetician, they might have a massage therapy studio, yoga, anything that's related to that, beauty, skincare, things of that nature. And the reason that we wanted to create this specifically for people in those industries is because we understand that people in those industries oftentimes are really phenomenal at taking care of people, but their money brain isn't necessarily there. And so they want to understand money, and they might be good at money, but they could be better, or they're drowning in understanding what all is going on. And their financials might say that their profit is really good, but their bank account doesn't look as good as their profit and loss statement does. And it's a lot of it is because they just don't understand the simple concepts of what's the difference between profitability and what's the difference between cash flow. And so profits are merely all of my revenues less all of my expenses, and then that's my net profit over a given period of time. And so cash flow is something where it's looking at all of the cash into your business and then all of the cash out over a given period of time. And whatever the difference between those two is net cash flow. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is that your cash flow is going to account for things such as loan payments that you're paying if you have debt, if you have equipment like that you have financed, vehicles maybe if you bought that in the name of your business, things like that. You're going to have cash outflows for those things, payroll liabilities, because oftentimes, depending on your payroll provider, you don't pay those payroll liabilities until they're due to the state. Some payroll providers will take that payroll tax out the same time that you process your payroll, but not always. And so if you're not aware of these things, then you're going to have this big chunk of change that's going to come out of your bank account, and you didn't account for it because you're only looking at your profitability, not your cash flow. And the same thing for cash inflows, right? So if you go and you get a loan because you're expanding your business, that's going to be cash that's going to come into your business that you might be able to save and use over a period of time, but you're not going to see that on your income statement. And so this is why it's really important to understand the difference between profitability and positive cash flow, because we want you to have positive cash flow. And when I say negative cash flow, I'm meaning we want to have cash flow from the operations of our business. But to be able to do that, we've got to make sure that we have a plan to be profitable in the first place. So what do we do to make sure that that's going to be the case? We back up and we look at your pricing. We got to make sure that you're priced for profit. And this is really the number one thing when it comes to the money in your business, because you can manage it well all day long, but if you're pricing yourself in a way that is eroding your ability to grow your business, you're going to price yourself out of business. And I see people do this all the time. And the reason is because they never actually went through and tactically assessed, how do I need to price my services based on the level of service that I want to provide, based on the vision that I have, based on the quality of clients that I want to serve. There's so many different factors. What kind of, products do you want to include in your treatments? What kind of retail do you want to sell? And the retail side of it is not as challenging, but the service side is, and this is for any service-based business. And that's why we love to work with service-based businesses, because we understand the importance of relationships, but we also understand the importance of quality, and you can't have both without pricing yourself properly. And so that is the number one thing that we have to look at in your business. And so in the workshop that we're going to hold on September 20th, it's going to be from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I said, even if you're not in any of these industries remotely, if you have a service-based business where you spend your time and maybe some material cost, or you just have some other costs associated with the delivery of that service, you're still going to get a lot of value out of this, because a lot of people, once they see the numbers and they've got somebody that understands how to explain this to people where their head doesn't normally wrap around this stuff, it's going to click for you. And then you're going to be able to go into 2024. That's why we're doing this now. You're going to be able to go into 2024 and feel so good about what you're doing, because the thing is that we have to get past the hurdles with money. Because when money is ever an issue on our brains, we can never deliver the quality of service that we want, because there's always that overwhelm in the back of our mind. And we only have so much capacity to serve. And if we even have a slight bit of that capacity taken up by worry and things that concern us around the finances of our business, that portion of our brain and our capacity is going out the window to something that's useless, when we can solve that problem and then we can provide more value to our business, and then it's going to start to grow itself. And so that's what we really want to help people with, is just wrap their money brain around these things, make it really simple for them, help them be able to price themselves profitably going into 2024 and beyond, how to implement these changes, things and so on, and then how to assess your profitability. What are the key things you need to look for in your business to make sure that as it grows, that these things stay on target and nothing really gets out of hand. You don't get expenses out of hand. You don't have team members and payroll that's getting out of hand. If the cost of your supplies go up, what do you do about that? And then lastly, positive cash flow. We want to make sure that after we've priced ourselves properly and that we are profitable at the end of the day, after we take into account all of the costs to run our business, we're going to have positive cash flow. We're not going to plan to distribute too much money out of our businesses for the things that we want to do with it outside of our business, because the thing is, we want to remember, we want to create our businesses as an impact and a wealth creation tool for ourselves, for the owners, right? So I want to show you how to have that positive cash flow, what you can expect to be able to get out of your business, what you need to do to, depending on what your goals are to grow your business, because all this stuff is so critical. So make sure that you join at the link below, get signed up for that. It's only $97. It's literally one of the best investments, if not the best investment in yourself and your business, because you're going to be able to take this and you're going to be able to help somebody else with it. You're going to be able to apply it to other businesses that you're going to have. Maybe your spouse or your significant other or a friend or a partner has a business. You're going to be able to take this and you're going to be able to help them with it. So it's not just for you, it's for other people as well. And it's going to allow you at the end of the day to be able to provide better value to your team, your clients, and that way you grow your business much more profitably.